Hi, this is Billy J with Moon Goddess 114433, and this pick a card reading is what does your person think or feel about you? Okay, how do they think and feel about you? The decks that I use today is the After Tarot and the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck by John Holland. And you have 3 piles. Pile 1 is with the skeleton key. Pile 2 is with the pink quartz. And pile 3 is with the rose. Okay. I am going to be changing up how I do my tarot card readings. Usually I do my tarot card readings like you can do any of them for $33.33. But I'm fixing to change up how I do my tarot card readings for personal readings. If you need a soulmate twin flame reading, an in-depth career reading, an in-depth life path reading, those are still $33.33. Payment options can be down in the description box. But I'm also going to start offering my questions, like if you have 1 or 2 or 3 questions, how you can do that instead of just having a particular type of reading. So I will put that in the description box as well, because I have a lot of people asking about that. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get these moved out of the way. If you need more time to pick your pile, you can go ahead and pause the video. While I'm moving this, I'm going to tell you I do have, there's this like program for, that I'm interested in, and it's for books for inmates. I do have the thing in my description box of how you can get a hold of someone to donate money for books for inmates. So that is my project that I like to donate to. I think it's important. So, moving on to those that chose pile 1 with the skeleton key. How does your person think about you? We have the first several cards for how they think about you. And then these cards are for how do they feel about you. Okay. So we have the 8 of Swords. So they may feel like they need to rescue you. You might be the damsel in distress, right? Maybe you're clumsy. For some of you, you probably are clumsy. And also I read like like I'm reading for females, so if you're the masculine energy, just take it how it resonates. It's okay to flip-flop it, it's fine. Take the reading how it resonates. Also, only take what parts of the readings resonate, okay? So, yeah, they see you as a damsel in distress. Maybe you get yourself tied up in situations and you really need them to rescue you. Look, he's like, look on his face, it's like, oh, you poor beautiful girl. Let me use my big sword to get you out. Then we have the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is a very fiery, passionate card. That little coyness really turns them on, okay? That damsel in distress needing assistance. Oh my God, I dropped all my papers and books in the floor. They love that shit. They love to be the knight in shining armor. It really does turn them on. They also probably think that you are very creative. Ace of Wands has to do with creativity. Someone who starts new projects that are very innovative. And then we have the 3 of Cups. So this is a celebration card. Some readers read it as a third-party situation, but I don't see that, because when I look at this card, it's people drinking beer at a barbecue, or getting together at a party, a frat party or something. So this person may see you as like someone who goes to parties. Maybe y'all met each other at a party. It may just been a simple party, like a company party, or I don't know, what are those things called, where they a street block out, a neighborhood block out, where they block off the street and you have the whole neighborhood comes out. And yeah, but maybe you was carrying some stuff out, some drinks out, and spilled some stuff on yourself, and I was like, oh my God, let me go help this girl. Yeah, that was the moment that they knew they had to have you. How do they feel about you? We have the solar plexus chakra. So you make them feel vibrant and self-confident and just straight up go-getter, like they have got to go get you. You bring the sunshine out. They probably tell you that your smile is so radiant, because I'm hearing that. Accelerated motion. When they see you, it's like when you see a shooting star, your eyes are drawn to it. You don't see anything else. And you make wish upon that star, right? Well, with this card, it's telling me, especially next to solar plexus chakra, when they see you, that's all they can see. That is that shooting star, that star that is so bright and beautiful, they can't take their eyes off of it. They want things to move forward with that star. They wish they might have that star tonight. And then you have heartache and loss and trapped in fear. So I'm getting a sense that because the trapped in fear looks like someone's been in jail, maybe this person got put in jail, or they're in a situation that they're kind of stuck in right now, and they're in fear that they're not going to get this chance with you. They're in fear that, number one, they're not going to get the chance. For some of you, I get the sense that, I'm sorry. Bumping my camera. I'm getting a sense that there was some heartbreak that happened because this person made some mistakes they had to maybe go to jail for, and they've been sitting there thinking, what have I done? But the things they did happen before they met you, but it's still causing them grief right now, because they know that they're not the only ones suffering, that you're having to suffer out here. I'm just seeing two people. I'm seeing someone on the inside and someone on the outside. It's specific for somebody. But she's suffering on the outside. She's heartbroken. She's lonely. She's missing him. They fell in love before he went to jail. And that, for some of y'all, you may have fallen in love with him after he went to jail, like me. My man is in prison. I don't usually share my information like that, but he is. And but I'm not heartbroken, because I know everything's going to work out. But for some of you, you're just absolutely devastated, because you want to know how this is going to go forward. And your person is just beating himself up, because you don't know. Lots of times you do things, you don't know what the future holds. You're like, well, I should, right? I can hear some of you saying that. Well, you should, bitch. But for most of you, you don't know, people, when they go out and they do things, and they end up having to go to jail or they get some kind of reprimand, and they don't understand what's going to be happening in the future, that certain situation is going to affect in the future. But they do feel like they fear like, they're going to lose this opportunity to be with this star. Let me see. I'm going to get some Moonology card and see if I can pull a card for advice. It says, new moon in Cancer, you and your loved ones are safe. So, yeah, everything's going to work out okay. Everything's going to be just fine. Your person has all these feelings for you, all this happy emotion. You make them, whatever position they're in, whether they're in a situation or a marriage, or they're actually in jail, and you actually bring this light into their life, into the darkness. You see how they're in darkness and this light is coming through. You actually bring that light into the darkness. This just their biggest fear is being heartbroken from this connection, from it not being able to go any further. But you and your loved ones are safe. I hope this resonated. If it did, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Moving on to those that picked option number 2. For those of you that picked option 2 with the rose quartz, these cards represent what your person thinks about you. These cards represent how they feel. Okay. So you have the High Priestess. You may be highly intuitive, empathic. You may be a tarot card reader like myself. You may have a little bit of witchy vibes going on. Your person sees you as someone who just seems to know things. They're like, dang, how did she know that? I know there was no way she could have known that. I didn't tell her that. You just seem to know things, and they can't figure that out. It's like, how does she know that? And then the Two of Swords. Like, they're in confusion. They're like, I don't know what step to take next. Sorry, I'm yawning. Excuse me for yawning. I woke up early this morning so I could record this because it takes hours to upload. But what I find funny right now with this reading is, oh my goodness, I've never actually really seen this with this card before, but Spirit showed me a vision of Star Wars. Now, I am a Star Wars junkie. I love Star Wars, especially the older ones. And there's a scene where Obi-Wan is teaching Luke Skywalker on how to work his swords by following his intuition, right? And he's got his eyes covered, and he's got his sword, and he's got this little ball going, vroom, 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 and he's supposed to be hitting it with his sword, his lightsaber, actually is what it's called. And this card, I'm getting that sense. And your person is like trying to figure out the next step to take with you. But you're Obi-Wan, so you're always one step ahead. And they have this blindfold on. They can't figure out, how to, because you're always one step ahead. You know everything. So how can they surprise you? How can they move things forward? Like, for example, not all of you, but for some of you, I'm getting a sense of, this is what I'm hearing. How can I surprisingly pop an engagement question on her when she's going to see it coming? So that's not everybody. It's not everybody. But that's the real sense that I'm getting. He's like, the force is strong with this one. Your person may be a Star Wars fanatic, because I'm really getting that sense. And that's just so weird. Like, I love Star Wars. I think I said I was a fanatic. I mean, I enjoy watching them. I don't have a whole bunch of Star Wars toys or nothing. But I like to watch the movies a lot. Also, Judgment. So, Judgment is a resurrection card. So I'm getting a couple different messages. For some of y'all, even though they're wanting to move this relationship deeper, I'm getting a real sense of wanting to reignite some passion, because there's a lot of, I'm getting a sense of, what's the word? Repetition. Just like a time and a place. It's like it's gotten to be everything. Your relationship's gotten to be a routine, and they need some kind of spark blown back into it. Because you know everything, right? For others of you, they're trying to figure out the next step because they want to resurrect this relationship. Because for some of you, you're not actually in the relationship anymore. There's been a separation or a breakup. And they're trying to figure out how to approach you. Because in truth, they're really thinking, well, okay, it's like, I'm getting a sense of, like, for example, some women who's like, well, I shouldn't have to tell my man what I want. He should just know, right? I'm getting that sense of they don't feel like they want to, because there's two twos here, the two for the High Priestess and the Two of Swords, representing, coming together, a union. And so I'm getting a sense that they really want this, but they want you to be the one to initiate that, because you should just know that y'all supposed to be together or something. I'm getting a sense with this person that if y'all did resurrect back together, it'd be like, for some reason, it'd be like just walking back, like just reconnecting. It's like, no big deal. All of a sudden, one day you're not together. The next day you're like, oh, wait, what? It's confusion, because it's like there was no fault in the line. It just come together. It's like there was nothing ever happened. How do they feel about you? Okay, passion ignited. With this card, of course, to me, this represents, I see the phoenix rising. So a lot of you, again, they're wanting to reignite that passion where it's turned to ash. It's turned to everyday routine. Like the sex is the same. You'd go out to eat at the same places. You do the same routines. Y'all do the same things night after night. They want rekindled passion. They want this romance reignited. The number 8 for positive movement forward. Number 8 is an infinity card. Of course, and then I see all this water. So they have a lot of emotions for you. a lot of heart-centered emotions, and they have a lot of love for you. And yeah, they just want to take, for those of you that are in separation, they want to get back together, and they want to move this forward right off into the sunset with you, and with passion. And yeah, others of you that's together, they want to ignite this passion and make it sizzle. You wet. I don't know why I had to add that. And then number 3 for partnerships and alliances. They want to know that y'all are each other's ride or die, together forever. Partnership that's going to last. You know, this is I got you and you got me, and ain't nobody going nowhere. It's forever. It's the long haul. That's what I'm getting. I'm going to go ahead and pull you an advice card from the Moonology cards. Okay, so it says full moon in Scorpio, it's time to release negativity. So for those of you that broke up for some reason, split up, it's time to forgive and move on. If you're watching this and evidently they're wanting to get back together, then you must want to get back together too. If you're watching it, I don't know why you would be watching it otherwise. But it's time to forgive each other, and release that negativity and the negative thoughts with each other. For those of you that are together and your person just wants to rekindle some sizzle, in your romance, maybe there's something that's happened that's caused you to be a little timid in the bedroom, and maybe you should talk to your person about that. Say, listen, something, I know there's times for me, I'm just going to use me as an example. I've had things happen in my life that when it comes to the bedroom, I tend to get a little quiet, because I'm just like, there's too much that's happened to me, and I have to be comfortable with who I'm with. And if that's your case, you need to be able to discuss that with your person, so you can release that negativity that you've held on to for so long. Okay, I am moving on to those of you that picked pile 3. Those of you that picked pile 3 with the red rose. These cards on top represent how your person thinks about you. These on bottom are how they feel. So, dropping cards. So we have the 9 of Wands. So this card to me is the ride or die card. They're with you till the end. They're going to stand up with you back to back, backs to the wall, back to back. This is the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, where they're against each other, but then when it comes to everybody else, they got their backs with each other. They're like, this is my person, don't be fucking with them. Okay? Y'all have your backs together against the world. The Hanged Man. They feel that, they think that not only do you have their back, but you're going to nourish them when they get themselves in a bind. You're always going to be there. You're going to nourish their heart, their soul, and their body, no matter what's going on. Page of Wands. I'm going to sense that sometimes they have to leave you behind. They have to, but they're not happy about it. Look, he's looking downwards. And she's watching him go. He's not happy about having to leave her. Let's see what this next card is. The King of Pentacles. So yeah, it looks like he probably has to leave you for work, or leave you to gain his money, work on his money. But no matter what they think about you is that no matter what is going on, what hardships y'all face, whether y'all's struggling to pay the bills or to put food on the table, whether you have outside issues with family or friends that causes conflict, no matter, or, sometimes we have them, you have a mother-in-law that likes to stir the pot, but I don't know why I said that. I think that pertains to someone in particular, but your person is going to stand with you through thick and thin, and you're going to stand with them no matter what's going on. And y'all get in these situations where y'all are upside down and topsy-turvy, and you don't know where the money's going to come from. I'm seeing y'all digging up underneath some couch cushions. But somehow they think that you are going to help them get through it. They could be digging in the couch cushions, and here you come with this delicious cold glass of ice water that just quenches their thirst. And they're like, how did she know I needed that right now? And through it all, it's like they have to leave you on occasion. Like, they can't stay with you 24/7. They have to leave you to make their bread. They may, they have some kind of job or career, or they're working on themselves to where they're going to be more financially secure. And the only way that they can do that, to move past the struggles you have now, is to leave you momentarily. I'm getting a sense they do come back, because the Page of Wands is a back and forth card. And mostly the Knight of Wands does that. But with this sense, I'm just getting a sense that they do leave you to do their job, to make money. However it is they do that. And then they come back to you, because how they view you is someone that's loyal. Someone you're their person. How they feel about you. So we have movement, choices, and decisions. So with this card, it's all about decision making. And it's based on finances, their feelings, how stable you are, how things are progressing. We have the rest and rejuvenation. So I'm just getting a sense that, number one, there's trees in here. So I'm getting a sense there's stability in this relationship. They're trying to make the decision on moving the relationship deeper, into a deeper commitment, and how to do that. And then you have the number 21, universe, which in the regular tarot is the world card. The universe has to do with endings of cycles, and then you begin a new one all over again. So for some of you, I'm getting a sense they're trying to figure out how to move the relationship further. They're in deep thought about it. Whether that means being more committed, or moving in together, or getting engaged or married. For others of you, this sounds really messed up. But for others of you, even though you're this loyal person who has their back no matter what, they're tired of struggling. And the universe card says that's the end. They're leaving this to try, and they're being seduced by money. They gotta go make some money. They want to be a king, and they can't do it as long as they're suffering. So that's the end of this cycle. Let me see. I just freaked some people out with that. Let me get some spirit. Let me get an advice from this verse. Advice from pile number 3. Okay, so you got mutable moon. It says nothing is yet set in stone. Yeah. For some of you, they're thinking about leaving the connection altogether because they're tired of the struggle. But that decision hasn't been... They do have the rest and rejuvenate, so they haven't quite made that decision yet. And others of you, they are trying to decide if they want to move this relationship further. I'm getting more of a sense, as far as emotions, getting more of a sense of loyalty than I am with like hard love, true love. And sometimes with the loyalty thing, you get caught up in situations, you stay with people out of loyalty when you should have left. And if that's one of these situations, do know that it does have these waves here, which represents emotions. There may have been some ups and downs. Do know that I'm hearing weighing a decision. So maybe you want to talk to your person. Find out how they're feeling. No yelling and screaming, no accusations. Just talk to them and see, if this reading resonates with you. Okay. So, thank you so much for watching. Again, this was Billie Jo with Moon Goddess 114433. And I will see you next time.